All right, lean in a little. Let's just forget about everything else for a bit, because what you're about to hear, these are the stories that are whispered in the dark corners of the world. Tales of wrong turns, ancient punishments, and traps that don't just kill you, they keep you.
So let me ask you something. What if that road you take home every day, what if one day it just decided not to end? Okay, so let's dive right into our first case file. It all starts out so perfectly, you know? A surprise anniversary trip to the mountains from mom and dad, a perfect family outing. But then a sudden landslide blocks their path, forcing them to turn back. And that's when the world starts to come apart at the seams.
On the road back, they see a sign, a simple, reassuring milestone, Delhi, 280 kilometers. Okay, cool. They keep driving, the mood's a little down, sure, but at least they're heading home. But then, maybe 15 minutes go by, and another signpost comes into view. It reads, Delhi, 280 kilometers. Wait, that's weird, right? Maybe they just misread the first one. So they drive on, but you can just feel the air in the car starting to get kind of thick. And then, for a third time, there it is, Delhi, 280 kilometers. They're moving, but they aren't getting any closer. The road has them locked in a loop. Desperate and totally confused, they see an old woman selling fruit on the roadside. They pull over, hoping for directions, and a closer look. As they get closer to her, she suddenly looks up, and what they see is something you can just never unsee. The fruit she's holding is completely rotten, and the woman is broken. They absolutely floor it, crashing the car in their panic, only to wake up right back where they started before the loop even began. Safe. But there's a bag of rotten fruit sitting on the back seat. You know, that feeling of being trapped on the road, it takes other forms. Think about another journey, another car, but this time the warning is crystal clear. A group of friends heading out of Delhi hire a cab. Their driver, cheerful at first, gets dead serious as they approach a patch of fog. A fog he says has no business being there, and he makes this desperate plea. Well, one of the friends, feeling sick, ignores the warning and cracks the window. And in an instant, the world inside the car just vanishes. She's alone. And then she sees it in the distance. A shadow. A pitch-black silhouette standing impossibly tall against the white haze. When the fog finally clears, the friends are found. Alive. But one of them is driven completely mad by the memory of that 12-foot-tall thing. And another is just left in a state of shock, forever haunted by what she saw in the mist. Now, what's really interesting is when the horror isn't just random chaos. Sometimes it's targeted. It's a consequence. It's a punishment that fits the crime, and it's delivered by forces that are way older than our idea of justice. We all know the story of Santa Claus. He brings gifts to the kids who are good. But European folklore talks about his counterpart, a dark shadow called Krampus, who doesn't bring gifts. No, he comes for the bullies, the cruel kids, the ones who cause pain. So there's this young boy named Sam, a real school bully, full of arrogance, and he decides he's going to stay up to finally see Santa Claus. He hides in a kitchen cabinet on Christmas Eve. He hears a noise from the chimney and he sees a pair of feet come down. But they aren't human. They're cloven, like a goat's. From the fireplace steps a horned, monstrous creature. It finds Sam, presses a burning hot rod against his skin, and in that searing pain, Sam is forced to see every single cruel thing he has ever done. Some punishments, though, you just bring on yourself. Take 3 friends on a road trip who find an old, notoriously haunted British-era cemetery. Instead of showing respect, they decide to have a little fun. They start taking selfies, loudly mocking the dead, and treating the sacred ground like it's a playground. That night, back at their hotel, they all get violently sick. One of them, Samir, drifts off into a nightmare. He's back in the cemetery, lost in the dark. He stumbles, and his hand falls on a gravestone. He looks down and reads the name carved into the stone, Naveen, the name of his friend. Pure terror just grips him. He scrambles away from that grave, only to find another one right beside it. This one reads Ravi, his other friend. A cold dread just fills him. He knows what he's going to see next. And there it is. The final, horrifying realization. The third grave has his own name on it. He wakes up screaming, and so do his friends. They all had the exact same dream. By disrespecting the dead, they had reserved their own plots. Their souls were claimed. Disrespecting a place is one thing,
But what if the place itself is a trap? What if the prison isn't made of stone walls, but of time itself? A single, repeating moment of pure agony. 4 hikers get lost on a remote trail and take shelter in an abandoned visitor center. It's creepy, sure, but it's safe from the storm outside. Or so they think. Scrawled on a dusty wall, they find this chilling message. It's a rule for a game they didn't even know they were playing. The lights go out, the fire dies, a scream, and one of them is just gone, dragged into the pitch black. Then they wake up, back by the fire, a gasp of relief. A nightmare? No. The door shatters open. An axe, a masked killer. It's over in seconds. And they wake up again, same fire, but there's nothing, no monster, no man, just a pressure, a crack of bone as an unseen force simply crushes them one by one. And then they wake up again. They look at the clock, it's 6:45 p.m. Every single time, they wake up at the exact same moment, only to face a new horrific death. They've found photos of other missing people on the walls, including their own. They're trapped in a loop, forced to play a game where the only prize is surviving until dawn, a dawn that never seems to come. So why do these stories get under our skin? Why do they follow us into the dark after we finish listening? It's because they're not just stories. They are mirrors, reflecting our deepest, most primal anxieties right back at us. It all connects back to something primal. That road to nowhere isn't just about a broken GPS. It's the terror of losing our way in life, of feeling like progress is just an illusion. The spirits of punishment, like Krampus and the cemetery's ghosts, they aren't just boogeymen. They're the personification of our own guilt, the fear that our mistakes have a price that has to be paid. And the hikers trapped in that loop? That's our deepest existential dread made real, the horror of a meaningless existence, with no escape, not even through death. These stories get under our skin because they hold up a mirror. They show us the architecture of our own anxieties. The fear of being lost, punished, or trapped isn't just a plot device, it's part of being human. So the final question isn't about the monsters in the dark, it's about which of these fundamental fears is chasing you.